a Rottweiler. This is how I'm coming all year. I'm a dog, I'm a pit bull, I'm a Rottweiler. Hey guys, guess what? It's your friendly neighborhood Fousey. So, remember how I was doing a 24/7 live stream for 30 days to record my debut album and I hired the best team in America? You know, the team that kicks me out of the bathroom and texts me to say, get the fuck out, it's their turn to shower in the house I'm paying for. The team that live in front of 16,000 people slams the door in my face. The team that tells me to suck their dick and I have to punch them while live. The team that forgets to tell me to take my mental health medication when I ask them, hey guys, I'm hiring you to do A, B, and C, but your main priority, help me help myself. I don't know how to. Don't let me get myself in trouble. Don't let me go to jail. Don't let me go in the hospital. Well, guess what? I got banned in under 48 hours. So I left my fucking Sprinter and told them to suck my dick. I'm now by myself on the side of the motherfucking road. They didn't appreciate me when I was live. Don't come to my fucking funeral when I'm dead.
Alright, hello guys, and welcome to the most recent installment of Fousey has a huge crash out and gets himself banned off of Kick. Because yes guys, that is what happened yesterday. Because you guys probably remember the last time we talked about Fousey, and yeah. When I was making that video, I was pretty confused as to what was going on, and it was very clear that Fousey has a very big issue, and maybe he shouldn't be streaming on Kick. And now that we look at it, that video was posted 3 weeks ago, and ever since that happened, where he had the crash out on Aiden and his crew, and then he did that random ass beach stream, he has been teasing his return, which he teased this yesterday actually, as of October 29th, in which he said, T-minus 2 hours, are you ready for the return of the greatest IRL streamer of all time? 30 days, 24/7, recording my debut album live in Australia. This is history in the making. Lock in, it's G9 time, let's go. And then as you guys can see right here, there's a teaser image that says the return of 24/7, and then Fousey is holding the sign saying no crash outs, which, I mean, now that you look at that, it actually is pretty damn hilarious. Because if you know anything about what has happened, if you have Twitter, Fousey did his first stream in Australia, and guess what happened? Like I've been saying, a huge crash out, and he got himself banned from Kick. And this also comes after Neon accused Fousey of stealing his idea to do 30 days straight streaming. So while this was going down, he was also beefing with Neon on Twitter. Neon apparently had an incident last night. I don't know exactly what it is, but he said this on his community on Twitter. He said, I'm sorry I let y'all down. I mean, how many times, Neon, and I know this is not a video about Neon, but how many times have you said something like this just for something to happen again? Like, these people suck. They really do. They never learn. They continue to mess up and make mistakes. And they say that they're going to be doing better, but then they continue to make more dumb mistakes. Mistakes that could have been avoided easily. And actually, I'm surprised to be agreeing with Fousey here, but he made a decent video. At least I would like to say the first half of the video was pretty decent. It was calling out Neon for literally what I just said. You know, he'll continuously apologize over and over and over again and say the issue will not happen again, right? And then it will happen.
Now, normally, Neon, if my girl fucks up and she comes to me and says, I'm sorry I let you down, I'll do it better next time, King. And she comes the next day and she fucks up. She comes the next day, she fucks up. She fucks up for a year, right? And then she says, I'm sorry I let y'all down. Nigga, we don't believe you anymore. Shut the fuck up. Go do something else. You made enough money. Your dad invested enough money. Your time is up. They're gonna see you have the shittiest content on the internet, motherfucker. The game is over.
With the next part of the video, at around the 30-second mark, this is where Fousey starts saying some nonsense.
Fuck you and your whole crew except for Snaggy Mo and your cameraman and Leon. Everybody, oh, you fired Leon. You don't even know how to keep good people around you. Fuck everybody around you. You want it? Meet us at any location, motherfucker. You took my money, wasted it, and now Eddie doesn't trust me to give me money because he said he gave you so much money and you let him down. You ain't shit. You ain't ever gonna be shit. And as soon as I realize that I don't...
Now, I feel like a lot of this is projection, I really do. Because in just a minute, we're about to see how Fousey treats everybody who works for him. And it actually turns out that Fousey himself can't keep people working for him either. So throughout a main majority of Fousey's first stream in Australia, he had many moments throughout the stream where he lost it. And it really did seem like he did have a short fuse. Because any little thing that somebody did, sort of like the example I'm about to play for you guys, if any one of his employees or the people around around him fucked up, even if it was the smallest fuck up ever, like holding the camera too close to Fuzi's face, he would respond to it irrationally, and here's what happened.
Listen, you guys know I talk a lot. These motherfuckers that are on the internet right now stop getting fucking face. These motherfuckers talking about me. Yeah, you're doing it again. Hey, are you slow? I didn't ask you this before I got here. Are you slow a little?
No, I'm not.
And it's like when it comes down to something like this and the way that Fuzi is treating the people who are working for him, I'm really surprised that these people did not just walk out. Like, okay, I would like to assume that they walked out later after that, but like the cameraman who was helping Fuzi on the beach in that one stream where Fuzi had his last crash out, the guy for whatever reason just stayed there and continued to let Fuzi do that to him. Now, I just want to do a little bit of a disclaimer and say that we do not have access to the full stream, so I don't know exactly what happened, like in the...
Do you need to learn about AI if you don't work in tech? Will it help you in your career? The short answer is yes. It's likely that whatever career you're in will benefit from AI tools. Try it yourself. A great place to begin is the Google AI Essentials course.
What does strength mean to you? Some say it's how fast you run a mile, but there are other ways to define strength. What matters is that we figure it out together. Fitness Together believes personal training should be just that, personal. Whether in a private studio suite or virtually on a live one-on-one session, your workout is custom built to fit your needs, so you can get strong, however you define it.
Order that it happened, but there were many moments throughout the stream where Fuzi did something irrational because he crashed out. And here's an example of something else that happened during that stream, in which apparently Academics TV is reporting that Fuzi slapped his friend because he interrupted his voice message.
I was like, yo, my dog, I didn't want to message you back until I had to... I sent it! What did I tell you? It's the one rule for today. Shut the fuck up.
Like, it's just ridiculous the way that he's acting, but I can't say I'm surprised because Fuzi does have issues. And this brings up the question, well, Kick, why are you platforming this guy who's known to have crash outs and act irrationally? To me, it just seems like a huge liability for Kick. But again, if I was the CEO of Kick and I was trying to have a good platform, I would probably be getting rid of these people over giving them contracts and stuff like that for millions of dollars. But anyways, besides that, at the end of the clip, if you guys didn't catch that, Fuzi asked the guy if he knows the number one rule for today, sorta in a way talking to the guy like he's a child. But a little bit earlier in the stream, Fuzi made up a rule in which he said something along the lines of, if you make me raise my voice, you're going to be sent home for the day. I'm just gonna play that clip.
If one more person gets me to raise my voice or yell, you're sent home for the day. You have 3 strikes. If I send you home twice, you don't get a 3rd strike, you're home. I'll replace you within 5 minutes. I don't need you, respectfully. You're great at what you do, but there's 50 of you, there's 1 of you. Respect that.
The president spoke.
And you know, it's just crazy that these people, like, Fuzi talks to them that way and says in a way that they really don't matter because, you know, he can just replace them, whatever. Like, I'm really surprised that these people continue to just sit there and take this. Like, it's just so weird. Fuzi is obviously mentally ill, and I really don't want to be mean about that. But for the people who are working for him, why are you still there? You should go and find better work where you're not going to be treated like shit. Anyways, moving on, Drama Alert has reported that apparently Fuzi got upset after his cameraman leaked his upcoming album's feature. And essentially how this happened was, you know, Fuzi is doing his 24/7 stream, so the camera is on constantly for 24 hours, 7 days a week, whatever, right? At least until he got banned for what he did yesterday that we're about to go over in a hot second. But yeah, essentially what happened was the cameraman was in the van and the mic was unmuted. Fuzi was not aware that the cameraman was in the van at the time that he was saying this, and he accidentally leaked one of his features, like Drama Alert said, for his upcoming album.
Wait till they hear Ferrari. Wait till they hear Soldier. Wait till they hear the song with Mexican OT.
The car is ready.
Wait till they see you in the studio.
Move back on this side. Please.
Close the door. Wait. How long have you been here?
Now, a little bit later in the clip, Fuzi tells the cameraman that he's not going to crash out and punch the camera guy, as he claims that he's an adult now, as if he hasn't been an adult for 20 years now.
I did not know you crept back into the corner. I just leaked one of my features. That wasn't supposed to happen until 3 weeks from now. I love you, and I'm gonna try something I've never done. I swear to God, on my mother's heartbeat, you would be fired right now, and you personally, I think I would have punched in the face. But I'm a grown man now, so listen. When you come into a room, you yell, cameras! My life is 24/7. I'm gonna have privacy moments. I just said something I shouldn't have said. I didn't know you were here, dog. Practice again. Walk outside, come back into the car as if we're doing it.
It is real funny that he says that, because later he goes on to have a huge crash out that ended up with him being banned from.
The only way to build what should be is to tear down what is.
Hey, what's up, Ash?
From Kick, essentially because he had an altercation with his new content manager, in which that ended up in a fight. And you want to know why this all happened and what they were going back and forth about? Well, Fuzi got upset because his new content manager forgot to charge the battery on the camera. Then they get into a verbal dispute. Fuzi calls this guy a slur, and then this guy retaliates and says, "Suck my dick." Like, you just can't make this shit up, can ya?
Listen, the girl never lies. Listen, it's all on you.
This morning, before we all went to sleep, I told Joey to wake up Rain so that the camera's fully charged.
He did. I went in the room and I did all
Let her
that.
finish.
And then you just told me that the camera right now is at 15%, and it's been 10 hours.
Yes.
So how is it at 15% if you charged it at 4 in the morning?
I flipped the breaker this morning. The lights have been out all day. There's not a...
You know how Mia told me the story? She was used to, I woke them up at 4 a.m. and I told them what they needed to do. 5, 6, 7,
Yeah,
8,
I'm
9,
about to,
10, 11. You said it's still at 15%.
change my
They
whole
didn't listen to
style.
me. So fuck a breaker, fuck you, fuck Joey. Enjoy your time. This is the big leagues. You don't have to shake my hand. This is the big leagues. You tried out. You failed. Go home, work out with Neon Sniper Panda or whatever Z-listers you worked with before me, and then come back when you're ready. You don't got it yet. Shake your head, say what you want to say. Don't go home and play mad. Oh, I wish I cussed him out. I wish I socked him in the face. You suck. I'm telling you that to your face, Paul.
Okay.
You have nothing to say? You don't want to defend your art, your work?
I have nothing to say to you other than I can't believe
What?
how disrespectful you've been to me.
I can't believe how disrespectful you've been to my company live, motherfucker.
Okay.
You promised me the world. You
I
dropped
did
all
promise
everything.
you the world.
You made me lose.
When did I promise you the world?
Hey, I'll be there at 6 p.m. tomorrow. We didn't start till 7. Hey, there's gonna be thousands of people there. I brought the people there. Are you dumb, Rain? Listen, I don't care if I disrespected you. That's your problem to go home and grow some balls. You don't have any yet.
Are you... Excuse me?
You heard me.
I did. Are you gonna... like, what the fuck are you saying right now?
That you
I
don't have
stood
a
in your face while you spit on me and you
I
refused to
spit
put
on
your
you?
fucking hands on
I
me.
spit on you?
Yes,
I
you
spit
spit
on
on
you?
my face.
Listen, get the fuck out of my house. Say whatever you want to me to your Z-lister friends. You ain't shit.
Z-lister friends.
You ain't gonna be shit.
Z-lister
Z-lister friends, motherfucker.
That's fucking hilarious.
You hung out with A-listers for one day and you got dropped.
Okay.
You ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Hey, I played you everything. 147 that vote. What did you do? Hey, what are you doing? You said you're going to the mall to shop and going to the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, because you ain't worth shit.
Okay.
Go work at Chuck E. Cheese.
Suck my fucking dick.
Come here. Make me something.
So yeah, that was the main clip and reason why he got banned from Kick. And I really can't say I'm surprised at this point. I feel like I've seen everything with Fuzi, everything bad. And honestly, if the word crash out was a human being, it would literally be Fuzi. Now following the ban, it looks like Fuzi has put out an emotional response to being banned. So yeah, let's take a look.
Look, I'm gonna try my best not to cry.
Oh my god, Fuzi.
I've been under so much stress.
This man, bro,
Because
he be...
I promised Eddie and Akil I wouldn't crash out like last year. That my
You be making
adrenaline shot up.
bipolar
I
or
don't even
whatever.
remember the last 48 hours. Now
be
the fact
worse.
And now that I calmed down, I'm realizing all the destruction that I caused, that this happens to me all the time. I'm not even gonna sit here and say sorry but like I'm trying to explain to y'all, like, now that my adrenaline dumped and I'm back to Yusuf, and I open Twitter and I see what Fousey did, I'm like, I feel so much better now, though. I feel free. I feel so free.
What an interesting response from Fousey. It's very clear that this guy needs to get some help, and I really hope he does, but I know that's not going to be happening. Kick is going to continue to be platforming this guy, and it's going to continue to get worse and worse. Fousey is spiraling, and it's not looking too good for him. At this point, I'm just waiting for some really bad news to come out about Fousey, because you can tell, like, this guy, he's not well. And I can't remember if I said this in my last video or not on Fousey, but I have a huge feeling that eventually he could end up hurting somebody or himself, and that would be really bad. This guy really needs to be supervised by some sort of authority or medical professional, because despite him being a meme for crashing out, like I said, he's spiraling, and this is not good. So yeah, I really do hope things change for Fousey in a good way. Not really sure how long he's banned for, but let's be real, Kick is probably gonna have him back in like 2 days, and if not 2 days, 7 days, and if not 7 days, 30 days. Kick sucks and you will never change my mind. Now, with all that being said, I think I'm going to be wrapping up the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you happen to enjoy the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because doing so will help promote the video more in the algorithm so that more people can see it. Thank you guys so much for being a member to the channel. Your support really means the world to me, and I really do appreciate it. Once again, for the members, we're doing a Halloween stream tomorrow. I don't know exactly when it's going to be.
That was crazy. Fousey, man, I just reacted to him. He's always trying to top himself.
No way. Oh my god, $242 million. Do you know how much money that is?
Oh yeah, this freaking dummy. This story is pretty depressing.
It's the 19th of August, 2024, the day a group of young adults carried out one of the largest crypto heists ever recorded. 20-year-old Malone Lem, 18-year-old Virch Tao, 21-year-old Jendiel Serrano, Danish Khan, and Chen. These kids targeted a single Genesis creditor who had no idea they were about to lose a staggering $230 million worth of Bitcoin. But how did they pull it off? Were they expert hackers with advanced coding skills? Well, it was much simpler than it seems. These scammers did something very clever. They hacked into basic human nature. It all began with a phone call, a seemingly harmless contact from Google support. But this call wasn't from Google at all. Using a spoof number, Virch et al., also known as Wiz, convinced the victim that their personal accounts had been compromised. With his false sense of urgency, he gained access to the victim's Gmail and iCloud, where he gathered key security information. Another call followed, this time from Jendiel Serrano, aka Box, claiming to be a representative from Gemini, the crypto exchange the victim used. The victim was tricked into believing their account was under attack. Under pressure and convinced they needed to act fast, the victim reset their two-factor authentication settings, giving the thieves the access they needed to take control of the Gemini account, quickly sending funds to a compromised wallet. The situation was spiraling, but the victim had no idea. When he was asked to use AnyDesk, a remote access software, it seemed like another step in securing their assets, but in reality it was the final blow. As the victim unknowingly shared the screen, the private keys to their Bitcoin wallet were exposed, and in just a few clicks, the digital fortune was transferred into the hands of the thieves.
Golly.
No way. No f***ing way.
I see it, bro. It's on the blockchain. It's on the blockchain, bro.
No way.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
In a private video, they recorded the live reactions to the successful transfer of 4,064 bitcoins valued at over $230 million at the time, clearly excited as they watched the millions flow into their wallets. How did they manage to pull off such a heist? How could someone with that much wealth be deceived
bro.
so
I
easily?
would have
And why
ducked
would
off,
they record
bro.
themselves in the act of
Coulda
committing
gave me
such
like
a massive
30.
crime? These are questions that might never be fully answered, but one thing was clear: the money was now in the hands of the criminals, and they knew their work wasn't done yet. Exactly 17 minutes after, they quickly set about laundering the money. To make it harder for authorities to track the stolen crypto, they split the Bitcoin into smaller amounts and transferred it across 15 different exchanges, a common tactic known as pill chains. The idea was to break the large transactions into smaller ones, making them harder to trace. Bitcoin was swapped for Litecoin, Litecoin was swapped for Ethereum, and Ethereum was swapped for Monero. The process took several days, with constant swapping between different currencies and exchanges, further obscuring the trail.
Go to the top right, the settings bar. Settings, no, not that. Like the swap settings. Set custom recipient. No, bro, what the hell? Do 998.
Dark, bro, you're so horrible.
You can't.
Bro, I'm clearly busy, Caleb. Planning a heist.
Soon enough, all the stolen money was now clean money, ready to be spent, and the criminals didn't hold back. The day before the heist even took place, they were already planning on how to spend their fortune, sharing links with each other on Telegram of expensive luxury clothes they wanted to purchase, from brands like Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, and Philippe Lane. While most of the crew chose to play it safe, keeping a low profile and resisting the temptation to splurge, one man couldn't help but stand out. His name? Malone Lamb.
Ballin', like it's game time. Locked in when it's game time.
You gotta realize they're nerds
LA,
and they're treating games. They're treating life like it's a video game. Like they came up on $230 million and they got caught because everything is traced from chat logs. Like what the hell? Like that don't even make any sense, bruh. Like this story is like, what is y'all doing?
He wasted no time diving head first into a luxurious lifestyle. Everything he had once watched wealthy people enjoy was now within his reach, ready to become his new reality. Nightclubs became his second home. Almost every night he hit a club, spending ridiculous amounts of money on VIP sections and bottle services. His bar tabs were unbelievable, some nights costing $265,000, $300,000, and even more than $500,000 in a single night. If you were in one of those clubs, you couldn't miss him.
Hey, yo, Malone, he's going real crazy like it's your birthday.
His name will be flashing on signs, and DJs will shout his name, giving him all the attention.
Malone! Send me bottles, Malone! Welcome home, Malone. Take this $100,000 in bottles right now. Jesus, Malone, this is next level. Malone, you're not stopping tonight, right?
Bro, that's so phony. That's so phony, bro. Like, I don't ever understand, like, what the fuck? He just wanted a lit life? Like, you go to the clubs and get it? Like, that's so phony. Like, bro, he doesn't live in real life.
Everyone's favorite, because whenever he was around, everyone got to drink for free. He threw around cash like it was nothing, and one time he even handed a DJ a massive 6-liter bottle of Golden Ace of Spades champagne, which could cost anywhere from $25,000 to $60,000. Another time he tipped a DJ $2,000 and had all the unopened bottles in the club sent straight to his house.
He even tipped me $2,000. When I tell you the amount of bottles he sent me that I took home, brand new, everything sealed, brand new.
But as fun as LA was, it still didn't feel like enough. He craved more attention, more luxury, more extravagance.
The fact that he even went to the club, like what? Bro, he could have literally just been in his room, lived the same life, and been fine for the rest of his life from one heist. These people be fucking phony, bro. Like, I'm glad that, like, when I get a lot of money, I know exactly what I'm doing because I know the different realities and I know what it is. It's like his needs were met for a long time, and then he got a huge amount of money, and bro wanted to change his life overnight, drastically. Like, it wouldn't have been real because all them people at the club don't really rock with you. Like, it's not real.
So what did he do? He chartered a private jet to Miami. There, he took his spending to a whole new level. In Miami, Malone settled in a waterfront mansion. This place wasn't just any house. It was a $10.5 million estate with a $62,000 a month rental price tag. This mansion was massive, covering over 8,500 square feet with 25-feet ceilings, 10 bedrooms, and a huge pool with a jacuzzi. It had 2 big front gates and a garage with a spacious driveway that was later filled with expensive supercars and luxury vehicles. Malone bought a black Mansory SF90, a white Lamborghini Urus, a fully kitted out white...
What the hell? Wait, 230 million? What the fuck? They must have all split it up crazy. It was like 5, it was 5 of them, right? They must have split it up crazy.
Mansory Lamborghini Urus with baby blue interior, a matte black Lamborghini Revuelto, the new Porsche 911 GT3 RS, the new Ferrari SUV in black, 2 Mercedes-Benz G-Class, 1 in grey, 1 wrapped with matte black camo, a convertible matte black and pink Rolls-Royce Dawn, a blue BMW M4, another Lamborghini Revuelto in matte grey, a blue Lamborghini Urus, an all-white wide-body kit Lamborghini Aventador SVJ with Malone's name written on the bottom of the door, a matte black Ferrari 812 Superfast, another Lamborghini Aventador SVJ in blue, a pink Urus, which Malone originally bought as a gift for his ex-girlfriend to try to get her back, but got rejected again. A fully black carbon fiber McLaren 765 LT, a blue Pagani Halva, and many more cars. If you didn't realize it by now, Malone was always rolling with fashion. He rocked high-end designer pieces like Louis Vuitton and Givenchy. His style was expensive, with the most expensive piece of clothing being the Moncler Maya 70 by Paul Manges jacket, which alone cost $50,000 or more. But after all this wasted money on clubs and cars, Malone finally decided to invest his money in timeless pieces that would hold a value over time, like these Cuban link chain bracelets filled with diamonds, a Richard Mille covered in diamonds, and a diamond ring for each one of his fingers.
I'm not even hating at the fact that he has all the had all this stuff, and I'm just mad at like, what the fuck did he wanted to be? Like, dude didn't even want to be you could have been anything, dog. Forever. He could have lived he could have lived however he wanted forever, bruh. Like, people don't be thinking.
Richard Mille was.
He spent damn near $1 million 2 nights at the club. Bro, I promise you I'm not spending $1 million that fast. Like, there's no way.
Wasn't enough, of course, so he bought multiple. Even his glasses had diamonds.
Yo, don't take no video.
Malone wasn't just a millionaire obsessed with himself. He had a generous side, often using his wealth to give back to others in need. He bought 5 Birkin bags and gave them away to random girls at the club. One of these lucky ladies was a model named Olivia Allen.
Guys, I can't even make this up when I say that I just woke up to a Birkin in my bedroom because a man gave it to me in the club last night. This is your sign to go clubbing.
Another lucky lady who got a Birkin bag was famous TikTok star Sky Bree.
Me and my 2 girlfriends walk over to the section, and this kid, I'm gonna refer to him as like a kid. I mean, he was definitely over the age of 18. He looked pretty young. He comes towards me and he's like, I got this for you.
She ended up saying she didn't like it.
It's beautiful, but to be honest, it's not really my style.
While Malone was busy making his name known, flaunting his wealth at every turn, he was also drawing the wrong kind of attention. His outrageous spending, paired with his desire to be noticed, made it easier.
Bro, the fact that he did this for so long and then got caught, like, dude did this for, like, he spent hella money. He could have stopped at any given time and changed his path.
Authorities and blockchain experts to track him down. Investigators, including prominent figures like Zach XPT, were closely watching the flow of the stolen funds, tracing each move as he splurged on cars, clubs, and luxury items. The more he spent, the more obvious it became that his newfound fortune was linked to the heist, and soon enough, the walls started closing in.
Bro, all his stuff was traceable. Like, people are dumb nowadays, bro.
Malone thought he was untouchable, but behind the scenes, law enforcement and experts like Zach XPT were already connecting the dots. Through his flashy spending, investigators tracked large transactions linked to the stolen Bitcoin, using blockchain analysis to map out the movement of funds. What's more, both Box and Wiz slipped up during the process of laundering the funds. On several occasions, they accidentally leaked the stolen funds with their personal assets. Wiz, for example, also leaked his full name during a screen recording, while Box reused deposit addresses, making it easier to trace the funds back to them. These mistakes, combined with recorded conversations and digital footprints, painted a clear picture of the criminals' activities. By mid-September 2024, the FBI and other authorities had gathered enough evidence to act. On the 19th of September, federal agents raided Malone's Miami mansion, where he was arrested, surrounded by all the luxuries he had bought with a stolen fortune.
We hear boom, and we thought that was a shooting in the neighborhood, and we saw a lot of police. This was something that never happened in this neighborhood. Most of the time was a lot of party. It was party because I can hear from my house the music.
It was a stark contrast. Malone, who had lived like a king for just a short while, was now being led away in handcuffs. Authorities were able to freeze over $9 million in stolen funds, with $500,000 already returned to the victim. However, a significant portion of the stolen money remains in cryptocurrency wallets. At the time of making this video, $21 million linked to Box is still sitting in one wallet, while Vids et al., also known as Wiz, has around $39 million tied up to his account. Additionally, $4 million of Malone's funds remain untapped.
Them other people chilling
in another wallet. But what happened to everything else he bought? The cars, the clubs, the private jets, and all the flashy stuff. See, when a criminal buys luxury items, like cars, with stolen money and later gets arrested, the government steps in and seizes those assets through a process called asset forfeiture. This allows law enforcement to take control of anything purchased with illegally obtained funds, such as cars, houses, or expensive jewelry. Once these assets are seized, they are usually put up for auction. In many cases, dealerships or buyers, including the same dealer who originally sold the cars, can purchase them again, often at a lower price than they were initially sold for. The money made from these auctions then is used in a couple of ways. A portion of it will go toward compensating the victims of the crime, helping to recover some of the stolen funds, while another portion could be used to cover the cost of the investigation and legal proceedings. If the victim is lucky, he can get 50 to 65% back after the auction and administrative fees, the cut the investigators will get. However, in Malone's case, 3 of the cars he purchased, the Mandatory Lamborghini Urus, the Lamborghini Revuelto, and the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, were later transported to LA following his arrest. These cars were spotted by EFF Spot, a popular YouTuber who is known for his rare and expensive car spotting videos. In this particular video, both the Revuelto and the Porsche appeared with noticeable damage. The Revuelto had significant front-end damage, while the Porsche was dented in the rear, suggesting that the Revuelto had likely rear-ended the Porsche. This kind of damage will undoubtedly decrease the value of these cars when they go to auction, significantly reducing the amount the victim could recover. The same process will apply to the clothes, jewelry, watches, and designer glasses that Malone purchased. These luxury items are likely to be seized by authorities and auctioned off as part of the asset recovery process. High-end watches, such as his Richard Mille pieces, are particularly valuable and could bring in significant amounts at auction. While designer clothes typically depreciate in value, Malone's expensive pieces will still hold enough worth to help recover the funds for the victim. As for the wild spending in clubs, that money is pretty much gone. When you blow $500,000 in a single night on bottle services and VIP sections, the clubs aren't held responsible for giving it back, especially if they had no clue the money was stolen. Same goes for the private jets. Those jet companies provided a legitimate service, so the money Malone spent on his flights is long gone. In conclusion, while most of the big ticket items can be seized and auctioned, much of what Malone spent on services, like clubs and private jets, is lost for good. This story isn't just about a major heist or the luxurious lifestyle Malone enjoyed for a brief moment. It's a lesson in greed, the dangers of showing off wealth that wasn't earned, and how quickly everything can come crashing down. Despite all the money spent, the nights out, and the flashy purchases, Malone's dream life was built on stolen funds, and it was only a matter of time before it fell apart. Authorities might recover some of the stolen money, but the damage done to the victim and the recklessness of Malone's spending spree are a reminder of how easily things can slip away. For Malone and his friends, what started as a wild ride of lavishness ended in arrests and their names tied to one of the biggest crypto crimes in history. In the end, this heist shows us that no matter how clever the crime or how big the payout, the law always catches up, and the price they paid was far greater than the short-lived luxury they enjoyed.
Look at this dummy. He's the only one that got caught? Like, what the hell? Like, bro, going.
Oh, by the way, remember Olivia, the model who got a Birkin bag? Yeah, she made a TikTok after Malone's arrest, styling the Birkin with a police uniform. And also another TikTok in the same club saying, no free bags tonight, just free drinks.
Damn. And life goes on. All that flexing and everything he did. That shit just made other stuff free. For other people. But criminals, man.
Are you dreaming of more freedom, more dough to thrive, and financial options to keep your dreams alive?
30 scams and they're legal twins. Scam number 1, CPNs. For each scam, I'm gonna explain why they work, exactly how they work, and the jail time for the illegal methods, and the wait time for the legal method. Do not scam. As we get deeper and deeper into the video, the illegal methods will become more and more enticing. Jail is real. Money's not worth it. Scam number 1, CPNs. So let's say you ruined your credit. You have a 400 credit score. The bank won't even loan you a candy bar, let alone a car, house, or trust for an apartment. But then some shady guy walks up behind you in an alley and tells you he can get you a brand new credit report, great credit score, no negative items on it, and it's completely legal. It's not legal. This is called a CPN. They're very popular on YouTube. Take those down before you take this one down. Why do CPNs work? The credit system is based on the social security system, and that system basically hasn't been updated since they first made it back when gas was 50 cents a gallon. The second reason is that if someone's willing to go through all the effort to create one of these fake SSNs, these CPNs, the fact that they put that much effort in means they're probably going to take the second chance seriously. And so because this does not cause a lot of disruption to the credit system, nobody's going out of their way to go fix it. Now, how does it work? Well, because these happen to be unassigned social security numbers, they're kind of being stolen from somewhere. So sites that I'm not going to name tell you exactly how to get a number that will match your date of birth and location. The scammer would get this number from the site completely free, but it was supposed to be going to someone else. When little Tommy just won his first Little League championship, you were stealing his social security number. But the number alone is useless. Just like a Tamagotchi or a Neopets or Nintendo. It's fake, it's just some numbers on a screen. But once you start to feed it, take care of it, treat it like a real person or a real number, it'll start to have the aspects of a real number, like being in public records, etc. And once enough of a profile has been built, they'll give you a car, a house, a boat, all under little Billy's number. But tons of people have gone to jail for doing this, which is why it's stupid to not do the legal method, actually removing debt. Yes, not only is getting into debt and removing it from your credit report completely legal, and I'm going to show it being done live, not only is it completely legal, it's only possible because of the law. Why is this possible? It's possible because of something called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Back when gas was 50 cents a gallon, banks were being kind of evil to people. So the FCRA, the TILA, all these laws came out to make sure banks treated people right. However, we all have laws that we don't follow. It's illegal to cross the street unless the light's there. When's the last time you jaywalked? Criminal. Just like us, the banks don't really follow these laws. They're very sloppy with their credit reporting. And because nobody bothers to, number 1, research the laws, and number 2, learn the process to take advantage of these laws, they spend thousands of dollars paying their debt off. How exactly does this work? Well, it's not an easy process, but if you're getting paid $15 an hour, it's worth it to spend an hour learning it, rjack.net. In order to remove thousands, but a basic summary, you gotta be the best at finding errors. The main inaccuracies or errors you're gonna see on a credit report are in the amount of money reported. So if you go through your entire credit report, specifically in the areas of accounts you wanna remove, whether those are active accounts or accounts that they have in collections, and you see one credit bureau says you owe $1,000, the next one says you owe $1,000, but the last one says you owe $1,001, you can remove all 3 of those now because this calls into question the accuracy of their information. Then you send each of those bureaus a letter calling that out. But there's little steps you're supposed to take before that. There's little steps you should take after that. I do it live, step by step on a real report. rjack.net is worth the hour. Anyways, once you do that, the debt is removed. You still owe the debt, but now it's not stopping you from going out and getting whatever new things you need to get with credit. And the bank you owe the debt to will either give up, which a lot of them do, or if they still are pursuing you for the debt, they're gonna be a lot more willing to negotiate and will probably take 30% or less of the amount of the actual debt if you even want to pay it off. So what's the common belief between these two methods? It's that the system works for you, not the other way around. All the richest people I know, when they went broke, which most do, and built their way back up, they didn't think to start following the system, to start going the normal path. They always found a way to break the system for them. So the CPN guys choose to break the law to break the system, but the people who created the debt removal process, I'm not one of them, I just learned from them, decided to look deeply into the system and find its little flaws so that they could exploit it. But neither of them accepted the given reality of the system. Scam number 2, credit card fraud. Let's say you're scrolling and you see some big ass Balenciagas and they cost like $1,000, but you don't have $1,000. Well, you probably have $30 that you could use to buy someone else's credit card that has $1,000 on it. Use a stolen credit card to buy the Balenciaga, ship them to a house near you, walk up to the door with a high vis on, and grab your said Balenciaga. It's basic credit card fraud. Now, why does it work? Honestly, because banks print money. I'll tell you exactly what that means in scam 3. But the second reason is that credit card companies make a lot of money from interest payers. In fact, they make all their money from interest payers. So they need to entice as many people as possible to get their credit cards and break the first rule of credit: never pay interest. And they do so by offering tons of different benefits. One of the main ones being, no matter what fraud is done on your card, you always get your money back. So because of this, the customers don't care. And because of that, the credit card companies don't care, because they're making over 100 times what they're losing in fraud back in interest payments. How does it work? Credit card information gets stolen in a variety of ways. Most common is data breaches. You've most likely at least gotten one email in the past year telling you your information got stolen in a data breach. Well, it's some hacker somewhere in the world, probably Russia. It's their entire job to find weaknesses in American sites, use those weaknesses to steal their credit card information and sell it to other Americans, weakening the economy. So once they hack and steal, let's say 100,000 numbers, they'll upload 100,000 numbers to the site. Psych, no they fucking won't, they're scammers. They instead upload 300,000 or 900,000 numbers, except there's only 100,000 real ones. The rest are completely fake and won't work. Method 4 covers more exact infiltration techniques, and as long as 1 out of every few of them hit, the scammers keep buying the number. This is a very low level, peon ass level of scamming. And the stupidest part is that not for $1 billion, not for $1 million, not even for a mere Bentley, some fucking Balenciaga boots, who are very likely to go to jail. Instead, take advantage of the exact same interest payers that the credit card companies are also taking advantage of in a legal way by doing what's called travel hacking. And I know a bit about travel hacking, throw that in the credit quote, but method number 7 is how I now get my financial information and can get to the top of travel hacking. First, why does it work? For the same reason the illegal side does. They have to give you a lot of things to entice you into borrowing money at a 25% interest rate. If you don't know how high that interest rate is, it used to be illegal. One of the things they'll entice you with is points. It's like magic money that they control, like an FTX coin maybe. Now they'll give you these points either as a percentage of your spending or for spending a certain amount within a certain period of time of you first getting the card. Now this in itself is scammy, because most people, when they're told to spend $5,000 in the first month of having the card to get 100,000 points, they don't already spend $5,000, they're gonna overspend in order to get that 100,000 points, which sounds like it's worth at least $10,000, but is only worth $1,000 to $2,000. When the credit card companies encourage that overspending, either with sign-up bonuses or giving you 3 times cash back, it sounds like, oh, it's a triple, but that just means 3% cash back. So if you spend $1,000, you only get $30. But now instead of thinking, fuck, I spent $1,000, you're thinking, I got 3 times cash back. This and the sign-up bonus strategy encourage you to overspend, which makes you more likely to carry interest and make them rich instead of making yourself rich. So how do we get around the system and break it? First, you find a list of all the credit card bonuses and how much they're actually worth in cash, not points, the requirements to get each card. Make sure it's not NerdWallet, because their lists don't have the good shit. There's an AI that put all these lists together hidden on a certain site. Or Jack. Anyways, shit, maybe it's not there. You pick the exact right card and do what's called manufactured spend. So if you have to spend $5,000 in the first month on your card to get the 100,000 points, but you don't spend $5,000 every month, the first thing someone would think is, why don't I just buy a $5,000 gift card, sell that gift card for $5,000, and then use the cash to pay off my bill so it looks like I paid it. This is smart. However, cash or cash equivalents are banned under all the top point giving cards, especially American Express. And with American Express, it'll probably even get your card canceled. But what if there was a way to essentially buy US dollars in cash and make it look like you bought it from a grocery store? Because you did. Costco Gold Bar. I'll explain more on the site. Anyways, now you get all these bonuses, and you don't just use the points on the site that they tell you to use the points. You use certain point search networks that allow you to not only get hotel rooms and flights with points alone. You see niggas living great in Italy and Greece. This is how. So you get the same room at a lower price because of points, because usually they'll try and overcharge you because they know you're using points to get it. So what common belief makes these two juxtaposing methods twins? It's not fearing the trap. The credit card fraudster knows how high of a chance that it is that you get caught for credit card fraud versus any other type of fraud, and yet they still do it because they don't fear the trap. It's unfortunate that their lack of fear for the trap comes from their love of weak-ass Balenciaga shoes, but the fearlessness itself is to be commended, just like the fearlessness of the travel hacking. 90% of people are gonna tell you, don't get in debt, don't ever take out a dime of credit card debt, and definitely don't spend a lot of money on a credit card. And if you look at all the benefits and rewards they give you for doing so, it seems pretty obvious that they're trying to trap you by getting you to do so. But if you charge past the path that they plan to trap you in, or run over the roadblock, you can slip right by the mousetrap, grab the cheese, and escape. Scam number 3, BECs. What are these? Well, all these giant companies like Google, they make billions of dollars a year because they spend billions of dollars a year. Where do they spend these billions? Who are they sending the money to? Other companies. How are they sending this money? Email. BEC stands for business email compromise. If you get inside these emails and change the numbers to your bank account, you can make a quick milli. This is how Hush Puppy, billionaire Gucci master, was able to get all these millions so quickly. These are the real rich scammers. He had a Versace house. Why does this work? Well, again, they're picking from a pot so big that they're not going to notice a few little gold coins missing, just like with the credit cards. They're making so much money, they're not worried about the little they're losing. Google spending their billions as they do is not going to take too much notice to the loss of $1 million or $2 million here or there. Until they do and you go to jail, which you do every single time, because the FBI, on the other hand, that agency, and the feds in general always care if it's a big dollar amount. So even if Google said he could keep the millions, the feds want to catch him so they can get their headline. Now, how exactly does this work? The business, just like any other business, always has vulnerabilities. Hackers will tell you 10 times out of 10, the biggest weak spot for any business is a human being. So the scammers would find someone in the company that's very unattractive or very overweight or both, would entice that target with either love or the ideas of marriage for the female counterpart, or some nudes for the male counterpart. And from that point, they're in. Or for the less socially skilled, they just email random people at the company from a company email that looks like google.com, but it's actually G-O, different, weird Unicode O that looks just like an O unless you zoom all the way on your computer. GLE.com. They didn't zoom all the way in on the computer, and they panicked when they saw the email that threatened that they would be fired if they didn't immediately fix this very drastic issue. So they clicked the link right away, put in their username and password, but they weren't sending it to Google. They were sending it to the hacker. And once the hacker has access to just one person, they can use these exact same tactics to make their way up the company. But it won't be random threatening emails. It'll be inside the person's email account, so he'll know the right things to say to get the person to log in when they click that link. And it won't be sent from a fake Google email, it'll be sent from the real one. This is how the kid that hacked Twitter. Remember when Jeff Bezos and Barack Obama's accounts were tweeting out links to a Bitcoin scam? And so once they made their way through the entire company, they find the exact emails where the money is being discussed about being sent and actually being sent, and they change the numbers from the exact numbers to their numbers. But then how do you get a bank account that can hold 10 million? This is what Hush Puppy was great at, and he did it through method 7. It's a hitter. And the legal twin works even better, but the legal twin for this method is business credit. I did a business credit masterclass. It's probably not still up on YouTube. The information in it was that valuable. It's business credit. See, just like hacking your local pizzeria will probably give you no more than 10 bands and some pepperoni slices, personal credit, while it may get you a little Hellcat, it's not getting you any more than that. Whereas business credit, it's like hacking Google gets you millions of dollars, business credit gets you 6 figures on the low end. And unlike personal debt where you have to remove it, businesses are almost supposed to declare bankruptcy. That's what private equity is built on. Why does this work? Because banks just trust businesses more than people. Think about it. To get a personal credit score, even a pretty high one, can be done easily as long as you follow all the steps. Believe it or not, method 5 has the steps. It's as difficult as a high school special ed class, which means most Americans would fail at it. But business credit, however, is very, very, very complex. But again, it just breaks down to a list of steps. Setting up the business right, net 30s, store cards, actual banking cards, and then you can get whatever you want under the name of your business, like a C8, like Nate did. But you see, Nate was a fuck nigga just like you, sitting watching the YouTube videos of other niggas discuss these methods and spread how to get rich. Then he got the course. I'm not saying you have to, you should, but then he went on to gain more information that... But yeah, that's an overview of the process of business credit. Now, what is the conjoining belief that makes these seemingly polar opposite money methods a match made in heaven? What makes them twins? The idea that human beings are second-class citizens and companies are first-class citizens. See, as a person going bankrupt, unless you know how to remove debt, watch section 1 again, can ruin 7 years of your life. Yes, bankruptcy stays on your record for 7 years no matter what. However, businesses, you can buy a business, purposefully make it go bankrupt, and then buy another business and purposefully make it go bankrupt each time you're using the business to buy a private jet flight for yourself or business dinner for yourself. Not only is this very legal, They have an entire industry built around it called private equity. And Alex Hormozy is right when he's all the millionaires in the world were made with real estate, but all the billionaires in the world did so with private equity. The reason why the owner of your local pizzeria would likely be outside your door pointing sausages at you if you took even a few thousand from his restaurant, but Google really wouldn't miss a few million, is because people are second-class citizens and companies are the citizens of America. All of our politicians vote for who? Us? No, companies that pay their campaign funds so that they can get reelected. As minimum wage workers, we had to have 30% of our tax withheld before we even had the chance to choose whether to run off with it or not. Businesses, they're called shell companies, Panama Papers. They use these companies to hide their wealth so they never have to pay a drop of tax in their life. If you are doing anything in the modern economy, do it through a business. Scam 4, SIM swapping, the scariest. Think about everything tied to your phone. Now imagine a scammer snatched your phone number. Every single call that went to your number would go to theirs. Every single text that went to your number would go to theirs. Sure, your Instagram and any other social media, even if they didn't know your password, they would what? Say forgot password, and they would what? Send a text to the number, but also your bank account. Any crypto wallet. If you have someone's phone number, you have their entire life in your hands, and this is what these SIM swappers figured out how to do. Now, why does this scam work? Well, most of these companies are lazy. They don't put in the effort to actually secure their customers' accounts, and because only a small percentage of the population actually has money. So the Google employee who has his phone number tied to his E-Trade account, millions worth of stock in there, and he's making $300K a year, he's probably very serious about security, but the guy at Verizon who's making $40K a year doesn't really give a damn. So how exactly does it work? There are other ways scammers do it, like the email method I mentioned earlier, but the way most SIM swapping is done nowadays is with what's called innies. And innie is a person who works at T-Mobile, who doesn't make that much money, likely a meth addict, because they're very desperate for money. An offer of $1,000 just to swap over someone's SIM can be an enticing offer. They're not thinking in terms of having to switch jobs or years in jail. They're thinking in terms of crystal meth bowls that they can buy. Scammers know this, take advantage, and use the innie to break protocol when transferring phone numbers. See, let's say you wanted to switch from one carrier to another, or you lost your phone and need to get your phone number put on a new phone with a new SIM card. Well, you're not trying to swap your own SIM, obviously, so there's certain steps they would just take.